rarely is Mayor Frey taken by surprise where he hasn't already held a press conference announcing his strong condemnation of the city council before they even do something. He did not appear to know this was coming. They were undercutting him on the levy. He had set it at 8.1, and I think they brought it to 6.8.
Yeah, that had been the messaging for a long time from like all of Minneapolis, folks like that like the council is raising the property taxes,
right.
But the mayor proposed the budget with the 8.1% property tax increase, and the council lowered it.
Right.
And he seems to be trying to like backpedal and take credit for it now.
Right, and saying, oh no, see, my last minute, he's playing this little Price is Right game. I call it, he's Price is Writing the budget, where he's like,
right,
oh, they brought it to 6.8. I got to get in here and do 6.4. No, that 8.1 that's been hanging out there for months since I announced my budget, did the whole thing that's called for in the charter. The mayor introduces his budget and what the levy is going to be, 8.1. We heard it for months. And then at the last minute, he's like, oh, council did 6.8? No, 6.4, that's my new bid. You don't get, so just like on The Price is Right, you don't get two chances to put in your bid. Are you a Price is Right fan, Josh?
I'm a fan of Price is Right. Yep, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So the way it works is council goes last. They are in the key position to go last on The Price is Right during budget season, not the mayor. And he has a very important and powerful role of proposing a budget, and he just kind of wants to take every role for himself now. I get first and last crack at this budget.
Yeah, and he seems to have said like, well, I didn't propose a lower levy before because I didn't think the council would go for that. But that just doesn't make sense to me, because like, wouldn't that have been perfect for him if he had proposed a lower levy and like try to force the council to raise it?
There is nothing this man craves more than to get into a fist fight with this city council. It's like the lifeblood of his politics is fist fighting with the council. The idea, his excuse, like,
I had the will to drive down the tax levy, but did not know there was as much of an appetite on the council to do so.
Oh no, I didn't think the council would agree with me. How could I do something they disagree with? That's all he wants to do. That is his campaign message for 2025.
I actually wonder, like, maybe his plan all along was to like propose cuts to the levy later on, and then the council beat him to it, and then that threw him for a loop.
Yeah, that was fun to watch. And so Councilmember Koski in Ward 11 is running against the mayor, and she was a part of that amendment. There was some politics because the council member is running against the mayor. There was some politics happening on both sides where they're trying to one-up each other. Koski is trying to avoid... What was that item that she voted with the mayor on police recruiting? That's what I'm thinking of. She voted...
Did she?
Yeah, she
43?
did. She voted for the $500,000 for police recruiting. She voted against moving that money out because she didn't want to get outflanked. Though, I mean... I'm not necessarily questioning her sincerity on that. That's probably something she agrees with anyway.
Yep, you're right. Koski voted no on that one.
So another thing I'm watching and is striking me as I'm watching the mayor's reaction to the veto override, and before, really, he's using like this very right-wing coded language about just the sheer number of amendments, as if the high number or the high page count on the PDF is an indication that it's just not legitimate. Like 78 amendments. This is the most we've ever seen. 78 amendments. He's bashing the council by saying, have you seen how many ordinances they've passed this term? It's multiple times more than they did in the previous term. Just the sheer volume of ordinances.
Rather than just provide you with my opinion or my subjective response, let me give you some numbers. The council has proposed more ordinances over these last 7 or 8 months than they did in the previous several years combined. This is now a different council with a different perspective. On these budget amendments, normally there's 5, 10, or 15 amendments to a budget. The council passed around 80 amendments this time. And I've heard from a number of council members that they feel the need to respond to this Donald Trump presidency by going further left. But the opposite of extremism isn't the opposite extreme.
He doesn't get into what the topic of the ordinances were. He's not getting into the substance of it. It's just like, wow, those are some high numbers. That's a high page count there. Must be a problem. It's a very typical like right-wing criticism, not like substantively right-wing, but the tactic is right-wing to say, well,
Sure.
just the act of legislating is suspect. You shouldn't be doing it.